Hey guys, welcome to the Prosperous Musician, where we talk about making money in music. And my name's Spence, and welcome to another one. And yeah, I just wanted to do a quick stream about this. This is one of my favorite tips for getting to watch gigs for free. Now, this assumes already a couple of things: that you're willing to, you're a musician first and foremost, and that you enjoy watching gigs. And when I mean gigs, I mean can be anything from a small pub gig you have to pay to get into, or what I'm looking at more, or what I'm talking about more, is big shows, big arena concerts, festivals, things like that. Now, if you've ever fancied, if you spend a lot of money on that, a lot of time on that, and you're a musician, then if you listen up, I will show you and I'll tell you a proven way of not only getting in for free, but also getting paid to do it. Now, it sounds pretty good, don't you think? Well, I think it does, and it's something that I was told a few years ago, and I put into practice not so long ago, and I've done it a few times. I know people that do it time and time again, and it works pretty much every time. And in fact, there's two ways to do it, and I'll tell you both ways. So the first thing to do is, the first thing to say rather, is if you're a musician and you aren't afraid of busking, then that's the first step to this little kind of secret, if you like. In fact, it is the secret, because not even a lot of buskers I know about this. So the first thing that you need to do is find the show that you're interested in. Now, if it's a big arena gig, the bigger the better, I say, because if it's just a few quid to get in, what's the point? But if it's like £80 to get in, £100 for a ticket, which it can be for nowadays for big artists, then obviously it's a lot easier, and it's a lot more at stake. It's a lot more fun. So let me give you the example that I used, right? So you got to do your research first and foremost, right? Look at where the gigs are, what the shows are. If it's local to you, that's the best thing. Find the nearest arena to you, big venue, and look at the listings. See which bands you're interested in or which bands you like, and make a note on when the date is. And the second thing you need to do is then learn, if you don't already know, learn some of their songs, 2 or 3, however many you know. Their best songs. Obviously, if you're going to watch Oasis, which they wouldn't be gigging anymore, but I'll give you you'd learn Wonderwall. Of course, you know that already. But if you're a busker, you'd know that song. But I'll give you the example I went to. I went to see Lionel Richie. Now, you might think, Lionel Richie? Yeah. But he's great. And of course, he's got a massive back catalogue. Loads of hits with him and the Commodores. Really good entertainer, really good at what he does, still going. And he came to the Birmingham Arena, and I thought, okay, well, I'm going to give this a try. This is my first try at it, and I learned a few songs, which I actually really enjoyed learning. And it was in the summertime, so the weather was nice. And so, first of all, what you do is when you do this, you get a sign saying, well, playing for tickets. It's important that you are very clear that you're wanting to get in the gig. If you're just busking outside a show expecting to get in, then it might happen, and I've heard people who have been invited in, but it's best to be clear about your intention, because what happens is, outside of shows, is there's a lot of people that turn up. A, there's a lot of ticket touts, and B, there's a lot of people that turn up with spare tickets on the day, because people inevitably will drop out, on the last moment. Someone will go, oh, I can't make it, and then they're left these tickets. A lot of people don't really want to go to ticket touts. They will, but most of them don't want to do it because ticket touts won't give them the money that they paid for it. So the bigger the gig, the more chance you have of these people turning up with tickets to spare. And when I did it, within minutes, there was a couple of people who went, we're nudging each other, going, "Oh, we always have to tickets," and they'd say, a couple of them said, "Oh, we might come back later if we haven't got rid of them," and so that's great. You've got a few options. So I played, and of course I played some of the Lionel Richie songs. And guess what? I was earning money because people walking past me, they enjoy Lionel Richie. So I'm there, I'm earning money, but I'm also advertising for a ticket. Right, that's the important thing. And so I was there for about an hour and a half, maybe. And of course, if you get doing this in the summertime, it's still light in the evenings. People are milling around. It's usually a pretty good atmosphere because people are in the mood to be entertained. They're having a night out. They've got money in their pocket. They're more likely to tip you, they're more likely to buy your stuff, they're more likely to give you some time of day, especially if you're playing the songs that they like, right? So that's what happened to me. Then as I was packing away, I saw this couple who they said, "Look, we've got this ticket, the person hasn't turned up, and we'll give you the ticket, but on one condition, that you actually come in and watch the show, because you could sell this ticket to somebody else for quite a bit of money." Now, the face value of the ticket was £85. Okay, that's £85 for a gig. Okay, now I like Lionel Richie, but I don't like him that much. You know what I mean? So, so I said, okay, I of course it's genuine, it's legit. I want to see, I want to go in, and I want to watch the gig, and so of course, people were going in. I got in there a little bit late because obviously I was still playing for the people who were going in. Luckily, the staff there were quite good. They let me leave my busking equipment downstairs. So in I went, watched the show, and I left. It's easy to tell with shows like that because there's always an encore. So when they're coming to the end of the show. And as they're playing the last song and then they go off, because they inevitably come back on again, then that's the time for me to leave, get out ahead so I can then set up and play. I can be playing when everyone streams out or pours out of that place. So that's what I did. I set up, and I was ready and waiting when people came out, and made some more money, played another hour as people were walking past and coming out. And there you go. So I got paid, I made money, and I got into a free concert. And that works. I've heard that working for festivals. I've heard it working for, I know it works for gigs, and sometimes you can actually get more tickets rather. So people will offer you 2 or 3 tickets, or maybe even more. So in that instance, then you can go in the show. You could also sell a couple of tickets beforehand, and you're busking. So it's a great way of earning money. Now, you could try this yourself. If you're a sports fan, it might work for sports. Obviously, you wouldn't be playing songs that would be playing indoors, but you could be playing songs that are kind of upbeat sort of sports songs or anthems, or for example, if you went to play soccer, football, and usually a lot of Premier League teams anyway, they'll have walk-on music. So when the team come out, they'll have their anthem that they play. So if you learn that song, for example, then that's going to catch people's eye, catch people's ear rather, and it's a great way of getting some attention. And football matches, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people in one go piling in. Now, even if you did, let's say, for example, there were 30,000 people at a low estimate, and you did 1%. It's 300, right? 300 people who would be interested in what you're doing. 300 people who might tip you. That could be, if they tipped you a pound each, that's 300 quid. Plus the fact if they've got spare tickets, that's the thing you want to get in and get the ticket. So there you go. It starts to add up, doesn't it? It starts to make sense. So try it. Try it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Try it with sporting events. Try it with music events. Festivals it works for. I know a guy who did that outside of a festival and got invited in, got a free ticket. And of course you get to meet new people, make new friends, make new contacts, make new fans if they like your music. So there's no downside to this at all, and if you don't happen to get in with a free ticket, then you will have earned enough to buy a ticket. if you really want to get in. So that's one way of doing it. That's one way of doing it as a musician. And, you know, with the summer season approaching, it's a great time to do it. You know, and it could be that you maybe don't get to play on the inside. If you go to a festival, you might not get to play on the inside of the festival. You might get to play on the outside. Sorry, if I get to play, yeah, you get to play on the outside. Sorry. And also, you know, with those kind of things, you don't know who you're going to meet. So if you got there early, for example, you don't know if you got to the venue early. You don't know if the guy, the artist themselves are wandering around. They might see you. They might invite you in. You know, you see stranger things have happened. You see, there's a YouTube video of Seal. You know, the artist Seal. He was wandering around and he saw this busker who was playing. He joined her and played a song together, and he then invited her to support him on the night. And that's happened to me on a much smaller level. Been busking and I got invited to open the show for Henry Normal, who's a poet. I got invited to. He was a part of a poetry festival, a literary festival. So I got invited to support him. I got paid. I got to meet him, made a contact, and played to a brand new audience. You know, so it's about positioning yourself, putting yourself in places where you're likely to get seen by people who are influencers, people who have got a bigger profile than you, and obviously in front of people who are into music. If you're doing it at a festival or a concert, people who are just out for a good time. People who are going to events, they're into it, they're enthusiastic, they're keen, they want to be entertained. So that's what I would suggest. Do those things. And if you're not a musician, it works for photography as well. I've done it with photography. It's a bit more, you can't really do it so much on the busking side, and you probably won't get paid, but you can certainly get free gigs through photography when you, through fanzines and not necessarily fanzines, but fan websites, local press. You can approach the local press and say, I want to take pictures of this band. You get a photo pass, which basically allows you to get into the gig for free. Well, that's a whole other video, but that works as well. And also, it's very possible to get backstage. I've done that a few times. It's all about the confidence. It's all about how you position yourself, how you come across. If it's kind of like you're confident, you don't look like a weirdo or you're going to be a problem, and you're a genuine fan, then, you know, that's happened to me a few times. I've got backstage passes and free festival tickets just because I've been talking to the right people, and people are allowed in for sound checks and stuff. And, you know, I've spoke to bands who've personally given me tickets to get in because I've been hanging around when they've been loading in. So it's just, again, right place at the right time. And if you're keen, you know, you can have some great adventures. And in the example of the first case I gave to you, then that is a proven technique to get paid to watch gigs. So if you like this, if you liked it, if you like this tip, then give me a like. Let me see that like button smashed. Subscribe to hear more great tips and videos, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this video, and let me know what topics you'd like me to cover in future videos. And I will see you on the next one. See you soon.